Juan, can you hear
I
me?
I can hear you.
Okay, good. Excellent. I was thinking that the thing's happening again where we can't hear each other. How are you feeling?
Uh, I'm doing well, thank you. I'm better.
You feeling better? Good.
I feel better. Yeah.
Excellent. And did you work today?
Yeah, I had to work. I'm working
Very good. And how is that going? Are you feeling okay to work?
more or less because, for example, yesterday I had the option if I wanted to wake up later,
Mm-hmm.
but now no. Now I needed to wake up earlier.
Ah, so it's back to normal, a normal schedule.
Exactly.
Very good. Excellent. Okay, I'm going to open up our material that we were doing yesterday. I
Okay.
think we were on slide. What did we do? We did just the warm up questions, right? We just
Mhm.
did those. And we haven't done this. So we need to do time conjunctions. Okay.
Okay.
So can you read this part? Mhm.
Time conjunctions are used to connect an action or an event to a point in time.
Very good. Okay, let's look at these examples. Before,
Before, after, and until. Until.
mm, until. Mm-hmm.
Until. Until.
Uh-huh. Very good. All right, can you read that below it to talk? Mm-hmm.
To talk about the order or events in the past or future.
Mm-hmm. Let's look at the examples.
Example, before the meeting started yesterday, the boss called me in his office.
Mm-hmm. So before is like antes, no? Like the thing that is before or in front of something, right? So
Okay.
that's before. Let's look at the second example.
Okay. I'm going to wait to live until I finish this email.
Very good. Until is, I think it's hasta, no? Until.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Hasta
Um,
que me olvides.
see, exactly. Very good. Okay, let's look at the other examples. So we
Okay.
have when. Mm-hmm.
When,
Mm-hmm.
once, and as soon as.
Very good. This is once.
Once. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Once upon a time.
Exactly. Exactly. Mm-hmm. Very good. Okay, let's read
Did
the.
you see that TV show? Did you see that TV show?
I did not. I have not seen it. Have you seen it?
Mm-hmm.
Is it
Uh,
good? Mhm.
there are 8 seasons.
Oh wow. So there's many.
Mm-hmm.
Is it so you enjoyed it?
I enjoyed it, but I watched just 7 seasons. the,
Oh, okay. So you have the
the last
last one.
the
Hmm.
last season it was a little boring,
Yeah,
right?
boring.
Boring.
Boring. Oh, so you decided you started it, but then you decided not to finish it.
Exactly.
Oh, that's always sad. I hate
Mhm,
when it the seasons like they're really good and then they kind of
mhm,
get worse. Oh, that's so disappointing. I'll have
mhm.
to try it out though. That's basically like old fairy tales and folk tales, right? Like Snow White or Hansel and Gretel, things like that, right? With Once Upon a yeah, very good. Okay, let's read this bottom part. To talk.
To talk about a certain point in time when something happened or will happen or will happen.
Mm-hmm.
Example, when I get her email, I will call her.
Mm-hmm.
When I get her email, I will call her. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And the next example.
Mm-hmm.
They left as soon as the meeting was over.
Mm-hmm.
Tan pronto
Very.
como, ¿no?
Hmm?
When, cuando. as soon
Uh-huh.
as, tan pronto como.
As soon as, let me translate it just so
As
you
soon
have
as.
it in your
Yeah.
chat too. As soon as. Mhm. Very good. Okay, let's look at these bottom questions. It says, how late are you staying tonight? So, for example, if you were at work or maybe with your colleagues, right? And someone asks you, like, how late are you staying tonight? The response sometimes could be, I will leave as soon as this meeting ends, or maybe
Okay.
as soon as I get my last email written, or maybe I will leave after I talk to the boss, right? Or as soon as I talk to the boss. So
Okay.
you can use these expressions just to kind of tell when you're doing something, right? Or when you're going to do something. So let's try to, let's practice with some of these. So can you try to think of maybe an example to use with as soon as one?
Mm, yes, I will take a break
Mhm,
as
mhm.
soon as end this call, ending this
Very
call.
good.
Okay,
Or I
Adrian,
finish the call. Finish the call or finish the
finish the call.
class.
Finish
Mhm. Very good. That was a perfect example. Excellent. Okay, let's try one with let's do with after. So this is like después, right?
after,
Mhm.
okay, after, after my lunch time,
Mhm.
I'll back to my work.
Yeah, I will go back to work, or
I
I will
will
go
go back to work. I
or
will
I
go
will
back
get
to work.
back. Uh-huh. And if you're not going to physical office or
Mhm.
something, you could say, after my lunch break, I will start work again, right? Or I
I
will
will
begin
start.
working again.
Is
Mhm.
I need to use start or restart. Start.
Yes. Uh-huh. So after my lunch break, or if you were going to an office, you could say, after my lunch break, I will go back to work,
Okay.
meaning like you're going to be actually going
Mhm.
to the office type of
Okay.
thing. But if you're working at home, I
Okay.
always say, like, oh, after work, after lunch, I will start working again, or I will go
I will
back
start
to
working
working
again.
again.
Okay.
Exactly. Uh-huh. Very good. Okay, let's see our next one. So let's practice. So grammar practice, time conjunctions. Can you read one?
What is your goal for something you really want to achieve?
Mm-hmm. So we
So
have mm-hmm.
use conjunctions to talk
Mm-hmm.
about what you need to do to achieve that goal.
Very good. So let's read the example first so we get an idea, right?
Mhm.
And then you and I, we can, if you need help, we'll make up one together, okay? So let's look at this first one. Let's look at the example.
My goal is to start my own business. So first, I will finish business school. As soon as I graduate, I will save up my money. Once I have enough money, I will look for some office space after I have an office.
Etc., right? It'll just continue. So this is just an example, right, of someone who wants to own a business. But for you one, it could be a goal too, with a family or personal life too. You don't
Mhm.
this is I mean, if you want to do it about your professional or business life, you can talk about that, but you can also you can have goals in many different aspects of your life and use these time conjunctions, right? So whatever goals or big things that you want to achieve, um, let's try to make a little intro or a little paragraph on what you would like to do in your future or goal that you would like to obtain. Mm-hmm. So can you? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Uh, my goal is
Mm-hmm.
to be a good father.
Good. Uh-huh.
To be a good
Exactly.
father. I would like to start a business as soon as I can.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Uh, uh, once
Mm-hmm.
my children they have they is have or have they have
They have. Mm-hmm.
they have an average age como una edad
Well,
promedio.
like when they once they get older, right? Or once
Promedio.
they are in school, right? Or
Ajá.
start school. So once they start school,
Ajá.
uh-huh.
Um, mm, I don't know. Maybe I will take or some holidays or some days for holidays or big
Very good.
holidays.
Uh-huh. So once they start school, I will take some days for holidays. And will that be to start your new business or to have some free time to
Just for free
create?
time or both.
Mhm.
It
Very,
depends. Yeah,
very
but
good.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
After all the job or all the previous jobs, you need to take a rest.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. So after you finish work, you would like to be able to you mean like finish work in the sense of you retire or finish work in the sense of you start your own work or your own business?
Maybe for
Uh-huh.
a hard period of work.
Oh,
After
what?
a
Mhm,
hard after a
mhm,
hard period of work, I would
mhm.
like to take a break.
You would like to take a break. Very good. Excellent. Very good job. So these time conjunctions are just really nice connections, words to connect one idea that might be before another, right? So they kind of
Okay.
go in order. Uh-huh. So we always use before when it's kind of like first, right? Or it's in front of something. um as soon as you can use like in this expression, as soon as I graduate, or for your example it'd be as soon as my kids start school, right? So these are just good words to use to kind of put your thoughts in order or in timing, right? So you can use these to connect many different ideas or thoughts together.
There are different conjunctions, or I don't know how to say that. Like this,
Conjunctions.
as soon as, for example,
Mhm.
as much as you want.
As much as you want. If that's a time conjunction,
Yeah.
that
I mean,
I mhm,
this mix
mhm.
combinations, as and other word and as again.
um as yeah, I mean you can. Um or as far as I go, you could say something like that, or I got to think. Hold on. I'm now with as soon as far as, let's look. As pulling as, yeah, there's different ways you can use that. Um, Let me look at some examples. So, oh,
When
and you
you
can
need to
use
use
you can use
when
it to compare things too.
when you
Mhm.
need to use as or like.
As or like, it depends. I mean, those are when we can look that up. Juan, can you see me? Okay.
I can I say as my idea is as my idea is.
As
Uh-huh.
my idea? No, you can't say as my idea
No, like my
is.
idea or
If
like my idea.
Can you put it
Or
in a whole sentence for me? Because that's
okay,
just
yeah.
a part, so it's not really making sense. Can you think
Puedo
of a
decir,
whole sentence?
como mi idea es muy simple, as my idea is simple,
My idea is simple. That's how that would be. My
as
idea.
my idea is simple, I mean, or I think
You
it could
you
be a great idea, for example.
You can't say as my idea is. That doesn't really make sense. You could say my idea is dot dot dot
Okay.
simple or good or something like that. But as is used usually to compare things like I am as fat as an elephant or
Okay.
you compare two things with as usually.
But
That type of thing.
like you can use like something like that one, right?
You can use it as like you desire
You look
something.
you
Uh-huh.
look like your
Yeah.
sister.
Uh-huh. Exactly. Uh-huh. You look like your sister, or you work like your sister, or you think like your sister, you talk like your sister. Uh-huh. You can compare as well with like.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, very good. You can use both of those words in different contexts. It just depends on what you're talking about. So, you might use them at different times. Very good.
Okay.
Okay. Let's look at our vocabulary. Can you read the vocabulary word and then the definition, okay?
Agenda.
Mhm.
Agenda. A
Mhm.
list of subjects that people will discuss at a meeting.
Mhm. Very good.
Okay. Uh-huh. What
What?
else?
Uh-huh. Say it again, one? I'm sorry.
Uh,
I don't know what you said.
agenda. A list of subjects that people will discuss at a meeting.
Mhm. And do you not understand that?
Yeah, I understand it.
Okay,
Mm.
super.
Understand it or understood it?
I understand it. Mhm.
Okay, understand it.
Uh-huh.
A list of subjects that people will discuss at the meeting.
Yeah. Mhm. Very good. Uh-huh. Let's look at our next one. So we have colleague. Uh-huh.
Colleague. Colleague, someone that you work with.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So it's
people.
like yeah, exactly, like your coworkers and things like that.
Mhm.
Very good.
Okay. Decision.
Good.
A choice that you make about something after thinking about several possibilities.
Uh-huh. So you decide to do that. It's your decision, right? Mhm. Very good.
Okay. Feedback. Helpful information that is given to someone to say what can be done to improve performance, product, etc. Is
Mhm.
product or product?
Product.
Product. Okay.
Mhm. Mhm. Very good. And
Mhm.
next one?
Proposal. Proposal.
Mhm.
Something such as a plan, such as a plan or suggestion, suggestion,
Suggestion. Mhm.
suggestion that is presented to a person or group of people to consider. Is
Mhm.
group or grow?
Group.
Group.
Group. Mhm.
Group.
Uh-huh. Does that one make sense, the proposal?
Yeah, but something that is presented to a person or group of people to consider. Yeah, but what mean such as a plan or suggestion? It's just a suggestion
Mhm.
or
A
a
So
uh,
a plan, like say you have a business plan or a new business plan, right? And you need to present it. You need to make a proposal, present it to
mhm,
your boss to see if they will accept it or not, right? Usually people make proposals to a group of people to see if they'd like to take a new sort of business, maybe opportunity, or maybe some different types of product ideas or marketing. So a proposal can be about a lot of different new inventions or new ideas to help the business kind of grow, right? Mm-hmm.
are you using the translator?
I'm sending those to you so you have them. So
Okay,
I'm
wow.
giving you the English word and then the Spanish word. That's what I do for most of my students. They like to have both. I don't have to. If you don't want them, I won't give them to you. Do you want them translated?
Sometimes.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Could
Let's
you repeat the ask the question?
I said, would you like me to do this or I don't have
No,
to
I like it.
translate it? Okay.
I like
Okay.
it.
Okay, very good. All right, let's go to task.
Task, a piece of work that has been assigned, is assigned or
Assigned.
assigned.
Mhm.
Okay, a piece of work that has been assigned to someone, a job for someone to do.
Mhm.
Okay, assigned to
Assigned.
someone.
So assigned is like to they give it to you, right? It's
Mhm.
assigned to you. It's yours. Mhm. Very
Okay.
good. Does that make sense? Task?
Mhm. Yeah,
Very good. Okay. All right. Now we have brief.
brief, lasting only a short time, using only a few words. Wow, lasting
Mhm.
only a short time, using only a few words. What's mean?
So brief is like when you say something that only is like a sentence long. Like you're like, "Oh, can I talk to you for a brief moment?" Meaning like just
Ah,
for
okay,
1 minute, right?
okay.
So brief is just a short period of time. Mhm. But
Okay.
in the office, you usually use it like how I just said. You can be like, oh, maybe talking to your boss and be like, you poke your head in their office and you say, could I talk to you for a brief moment? Right? So you
Mhm.
just it's another word for like short amount of time. Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. And our last one, to collaborate.
To collaborate,
Hmm.
to work with another people, no, with another person or
Hmm.
group in order to achieve or do something.
Hmm.
Could you help me with something? The pronunciation?
Something.
Something. Okay.
You got it. Uh-huh. Something. Very good. Uh-huh. Excellent.
Porque antes decía something.
Uh-huh. Yeah, something to do something, or maybe you need to, maybe your boss makes you collaborate with a coworker, right? They can
Yeah.
assign people together and be like, okay, you two need to collaborate on this project, you three collaborate on that project. It's just working together. Collaborate. Mm-hmm.
How do you say a menudo? You say often or often?
Often.
Often. With
Uh-huh.
T.
Like often?
Yeah,
Like
but I
this?
mean the pronunciation because when I hear people using that word, I
Mhm.
just sometimes I hear uh, often instead of often.
It just depends on the way the person speaks. So you could hear it often, like with a D,
But what is
often.
the word?
You could say it either way. Those aren't wrong way. Those are just where people live, so they pronounce things a little differently. But I say often.
Often. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
will I will use often now.
Often, yeah. And that's how it's spelled too. If you're like phonetically saying it, you pronounce that T often. But you'll hear it in the States, people say often. like with a D almost. Often or often without the
Often.
T. So there's a couple different ways that people pronounce it, but they all, if you say
Cuando,
either of those,
cuando vaya a Estados Unidos voy a decir, I need a cup of water.
water, yeah. Or in Britain they say water, right?
What? I need a cup of
Water.
water.
Very good. And some people, I say water,
Water. Hmm.
like with a D, water.
With water.
But the thing is that also some people are like, don't say it like that.
A
Don't
glass
say
of water.
water. Yeah. So sometimes that T makes that D sound in
Hmm.
English. It's especially in the South. I feel like in the southern states. Very good. Okay, one, do all of these make sense to you? Do you need to ask about any of these new vocabulary words?
No, it's okay.
Very good. Okay, so we got 4 minutes. Let's look at our next slide.
Well, okay.
So, idiom. So, let's
Yeah.
review the pronunciation and use of these idioms. So,
Okay.
let's look at this first one. Can you read that?
To get down to business. Okay, to start working, to start doing what needs to be done, marking a transition to a business discussion or serious talk.
Mhm.
Example, if introduction are over, let's get down to business. Okay,
Yeah, it's just
let's get
another way.
down to
Mhm.
business.
Yeah, it's another way. Let's start. Let's go.
Okay,
Right? Let's start working immediately. So you use this expression like, does everyone understand? And everyone says, yeah. And then you could say, let's get down to business then. And then you start, either the meeting or working or something like that.
I don't
So
remember
this,
where are you living.
say that again. Uh-huh.
I don't remember where are you living.
Where am I living? I am living in Bolivia.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Very good. So, Juan, could you try to make a sentence with get down to business?
Now, okay, let's
Can you
get
try to
let.
make one? Mhm.
Okay. um, after this meeting, let's get down to business.
Very good. That's perfect. Exactly. I know it sounds a little silly, but yeah, that's a very common phrase, especially in the workplace. The
Mhm.
let's get down to business.
Let's get down to business.
Very good. Okay, let's look um, at the show of hands.
Show of hands.
Hmm.
An informal vote in which people raise one of their hands to show that they support a suggestion.
Hmm.
Support, support, support is
Support.
correct.
Hmm.
Support a
Hmm.
suggestion. Example, let's have a show of hands for how many want the meeting on Friday.
Hmm.
Show of
So
hands.
uh a show of hands is just like a vote, right?
Okay.
Like, can I have a show of hands? Who wants ice cream? It could be even, you could use that outside of businesses too, as well, right? Or can I have a show of hands who agrees with the new business proposal? And then, people will raise their hands to show that they agree, right? Can you think of a sentence you could use with a show of hands?
Let's have a show of hands who can work on weekend.
Very good. Exactly. Perfect. Okay, we only have a minute, but let's read this part.
Okay. To touch base.
Uh-huh.
Is to touch or touch? No, touch, right?
To
Touch.
touch.
Touch. To
It's almost
touch
like
base.
this O isn't there. To touch. It's more of a sound.
Touch. Okay.
Touch.
To touch
Mm-hmm.
base. To
Mm-hmm.
contact someone to update them or receive an update from them. Example,
Mm-hmm.
I touch base with him after the meeting about the
Very good.
memo.
Excellent. Memo.
Memo. Okay.
Very good.
Memo.
Excellent. Juan, we're running out of time, but I'm going to write our slide here so tomorrow we can continue, okay?
Okay.
All
Okay.
right, Juan. I hope you are feeling better and good luck with work today, okay?
Thank you.
Bye bye, Juan. See
Bye
ya.
bye.